So have you understood this?
Yes, sir.
Now today we will see problems based on this dot conventions that we have studied, and this one problem will be definitely asked in university exam. Remember this. Problem based on coupled circuit always there in university exam. Now whatever we have studied in last two lectures, that we have to apply to solve the given problem. Now see here, problems on coupled circuit. First problem, there are two currents are flowing, I1 and I2. Two coils are there, J5 ohm, J10 ohm. Reactances are given here, which is in ohm, inductive reactances. K is equal to 0.8 is coefficient of coupling is given here, and 50 angle 0 degree AC source is there, and you have to find out the voltage across 5 ohm. Now you can see one dot is here and other dot is here. Before going for this, first we have to find out the value of mutually inductive reactance, that is Xm. See here, all of you know this. You can see this circle. This is just for your information. This is, consider this is a coil or inductor. L is the inductance, which is in Henry, and XL is the inductive reactance, whose value is omega L, that is 2 pi FL, and its unit is in ohm. So we will use all the quantities in ohm. So here 5 ohm, J5 ohm, J10 ohm, these are all inductive reactances given. Now let's start with our problem. For magnetically coupled circuit, we know that M is equal to K upon root of L1 L2. Now here L1 L2 is not given. L1 L2 are in Henry, but here it is given in terms of reactances. So we have to rewrite the formula in terms of reactances. So Xm is equal to K root of XL1 into XL2. So XL1 is 5 and XL2 is 10. XL1 is 5 and XL2 is 10, and K is 0.8. So from this we can calculate the value of Xm. You can remember this from BEE, RXL. If RXL, then we can directly write impedance R plus JXL in a rectangular form, and in polar form mod Z angle phi. Mod Z is root of R square plus XL square. Similarly, we can write in terms of RC circuit, Z is equal to R minus JXC. So this is the impedance of RC and impedance of RL. Just remember this. Now Xm you get 5.66 ohm. 5.66 ohm. This is actually J 5.66 ohm. Now our first step is to draw equivalent circuit of this circuit, because we have to consider mutually induced EMF in coil 1 and in coil 2. There is a mutually induced EMF in coil 1 because of current I2 which is flowing in the coil 2, and there is a mutually induced EMF in coil 2 because of current I1 which is flowing in coil 1. Now the important step is to find equivalent circuit of this given circuit. Now here you have to consider the dot conventions. You have to use the concept of dot conventions. Now you can see I1. If you consider I1, then I1 is entering into the dot of J5 ohm. J5 ohm जहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है coil, that is coil 1. If you see, I1 is entering into the dot, and if you see in mesh 2, I2 is coming out of the dot. Yes, have you understood this? I1 is entering into the dot and I2 is coming out of the dot. That's why polarity of mutually induced EMF is opposite to that of self-induced EMF. So accordingly, we have to draw a circuit. Now you can see here, since I1 is entering into the coil 1 and I2 is coming out of the dot of coil 2. So mutually induced EMFs having the opposite polarity of self-induced EMF. So mutually induced EMF is that reactance Xm into I2. This is the mutually induced EMF in coil 1. This is J5.66 I2 is the mutually induced EMF in coil 1 and having the polarity opposite of this positive and negative. J5 ohm के across, because of I1 polarity is positive and negative. So mutually induced EMF having the polarity opposite of the self induced EMF. So similarly, in case of mesh 2, you can see in mesh 2, the polarities are different, positive, negative, then negative, positive. Mutually induced EMF is J into 5.66 I1 because of I1 mutually induced EMF in coil 2, and this is mutually induced EMF in coil 1 because of current I2. Since I1 is entering into dot and I2 is coming out of the dot, that's why the polarities are different. Have you understood this part?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Because this is very important step. If this step is wrong, then no need to see problem after that, because your answer will be wrong if you not able to draw this circuit diagram, equivalent circuit properly. Now you can see this 5.66 I2 is mutually induced EMF in coil 1 and 5.66 I1 is mutually induced EMF in coil 2, like this. Now apply KVL. Now apply KVL in mesh 1. So this, write this positive and negative here across this 50 angle 0. So negative to positive 50 angle 0 minus J5 I1, then negative to positive plus J 5.66 I2, and I have directly written here 3 minus J4, and the current flowing through that 3 minus J4 is difference of I1 and I2. Since we are considering I1 and I2, I1, so I am writing I1 minus I2. So instead of writing individual term, I directly rewrite writing this term directly 3 minus J4 into I1 minus I2. So have you understood this KVL part?
Yes, sir.
So instead of writing minus 3 into I1 minus I2, again minus minus plus J4 into I1 minus I2, I just write direct impedance of that middle branch, which is 3 minus J4 into I1 minus I2 is equal to 0. Then I solve each and every step slowly. Slowly you have to proceed, because there may be a chances to make mistake here. 50 angle 0, then minus J5 I1 plus J 5.66 I2, then the square bracket, in that square bracket I just multiply this 2, 3 minus J4 into I1 minus I2, I got this, and then after that I remove this bracket, then all negative terms will be positive and positive terms will be negative. So here again I rewrite the equation and take the I1 terms common, I1 and I2 both the terms common. You can see this I1, I2. So here take this 3 plus J1 I1. I am keeping this to the right side. Then finally I rewrite the equation. This is I1 part and this is I2 part, and this is constant. This is my equation 1. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then similarly, I apply KVL in mesh 2. I got this again minus 3 into 3 minus J4 into I2 minus I1. Now I am considering I2 first, because in mesh 2 I2 current is flowing. So that's why I2 minus I1. And then now you can see in mesh 2, this is positive here and negative here. So this is minus 3 minus J4 into I1 minus I2, then positive to negative minus J10 I2, then plus J 5.66 I1 minus 5 I2, like this. So after solving this, solve each and every steps so that you can avoid errors. Then take this I1 terms common. These are the I1 terms. Take I1 terms common. So you will get 3 minus J4 plus J 5.66 into I1 plus, and then take this I2 terms common. Then you will get this. And this is your second equation. Now these two equations you can write in a matrix form. So this is first equation, 3 plus J1 and then minus 3 plus J 1.66 and I1 and then 50 angle 0 degree. Then this is your equation number 2. You can see this equation number 2 here, 3 plus J 1.66 then minus 8 plus J6 and then I2 and then 0. So you have to write these two terms in matrix form. Have you understood this part? You have written equation number 1 and 2 in matrix form. Yes, have you understood this?
Yes, sir.
Equation 1 and equation 2 in matrix form, constant is equal to constants. Constants 50 angle 0 and this is 0. Okay. So now by Cramer's rule, you have to find the value of I2. Here in this equation we have to find, in this problem we have to find voltage across 5 ohm. So voltage across 5 ohm is nothing but 5 into I2. So that's why we have to find I2 first. No need to find I1. We can directly find I2. So that's why we go for I2. Now see here. Remove this part. And instead of this part, write this part here. So see the numerator, first part as it is and then constants 50 angle 0 and 0 and denominator 3 plus J1, this whole part as it is. This part as it is in the denominator and in numerator. Numerator, instead of this I2 part, write the constants 50 angle 0 upon 0. Sorry, 0. 50 angle 0 and 0. And again you have to write this part in the denominator. Have you understood how I have written this value of I2?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Only you have to remove this this I2 part, and instead of that you have to write this 50 angle 0 and 0. Now you have to solve this mod part. This you can see here I have written A, B, C, D. So A, B, C, D means A into D minus BC, AD minus BC. So here 0 into 3 plus J1 minus 50 angle 0 into 3 plus 1.66J. So from this, using AD minus BC, you are getting this equation. I2 is equal to 0 minus 50 angle 0 degree into 3 plus J 1.66 upon 3 plus J1 into this. Instead of minus of 8 plus J6, I have written, see here, instead of this I have written minus 8 minus J6 and then here negative sign is there, so negative and negative, positive. Here you will get positive. Negative into negative, you will get positive. So positive 3 plus j point j 1.66 into 3 plus j 1.66. So have you understood this step?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now whatever you have seen this equation, you can directly write this equation as it is in calculator. If you are using fx991es, then you can directly substitute this. You can directly write this equation using complex mode. First, you have to use complex mode in your calculator and directly type the equation as it is. Then you will get the answer in rectangular form, and then you can directly write. But if you are using 991 ms, then you can go step by step. This 50 angle 0 minus 50 angle 0 into 3 plus j 1.66. So that will give me minus 150 minus j 83. And then if I do this denominator separately, then I'll get minus 11.7556 minus 16.04 j. Then I can convert this numerator and denominator into polar form. And in polar form, magnitude parts get divided and angle part gets subtracted. So minus 151.04 minus minus plus 126.23, you will get minus 24.81. Can you see this video?
Yes, sir.
Can you see the calculator? Hello?
Yes,
Can you
sir.
see calculator?
Ye-
Now you can see this complex mode. First go to the complex mode and then numerator denominator and directly write this minus 50 shift angle 0, then into what is this 3 plus 1.66 I. While writing in the calculator, always write I afterwards, means 1.66 I. You can see this. Okay. Now denominator part is denominator 3 plus I into minus 8 minus 6I plus 3 plus 1.66I square. Now you can see this. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
So in this way, I feed all the equation as it is in this calculator, and now I'm pressing equal to. So I got this answer 7.82 minus 3.61 I. So this is in rectangular form. Now I want this in polar form. So shift complex. See this button, complex. Shift complex, then press 3 because we want this in polar form. Press 3, then equal to. Now you will get the answer 8.62 angle minus 24.80. Now you can see this. Your answer is 8.62 angle minus 24.8. Have you understood this? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
So in this way, you can directly write the equation in calculator and you can find out in polar form. In polar form, because in polar form you will get the magnitude and angle. That's why we have to use the polar form. And then our task is to find the voltage across 5 ohm. So V 5 ohm is equal to 5 into I2. So 5 into I2, then 5 into 8.62, you can multiply, keep the angle as it is. So answer will be 5 ohm is equal to 43.1 angle minus 24.81. So have you understood this problem?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All of you go through this PDF after your lecture. Just see once again. Yeah. Now see here, we'll see the second problem. See here, all of you. You have to solve this problem on your own. I will just explain the concept of this. Now see here, you have to find I2. This is my coil 1, J4, and this is my coil 2, J5 ohm. The inductive reactances are given here, J4 ohm and J5 ohm. And M is also given in ohm. So no need to calculate. Directly mutually inductive reactance is given J3 ohm. Means XM is directly given here. That is J3 ohm. Now you can see there are two coils. One dot is here and other dot is here. Now if you there are two currents, I1 and I2, but in this coil there are two currents are flowing. One is I1 and other is I2. In coil 1, only one current is flowing, entering into the dot. I1 in this coil 1, only I1 is entering into the dot. But in coil 2, there are two currents. One current is I1, which is entering into dot. If you consider I1, which is entering into dot, and if you consider I2, then it is coming out of the dot. Then which current we have to consider? Whether we have to consider I1, which is entering into the dot, or whether we have to assume current I2, which is coming out of the dot. So both the cases are possible. So you can assume whatever you want. Let's see, in coil 1, current I1 is entering into the dot, but in coil 2, difference of the current is flowing. So if we consider I1, then I1 is also entering into the dot. So if we consider I1, then I1 is entering in dot of coil 1 also and coil 2 also. Then polarity of mutually induced EMF are same as that of self-induced EMF. Because we are considering both the currents are entering into the dot. Then your equivalent circuit becomes as follows. See, this polarity of the mutually induced EMF is same. Positive, negative, positive, negative. Because we are considering I1 is entering into the dot of coil 2. That's why the polarities are same. That's why the polarities are same in the middle branch also. And the value of mutually induced EMF is J into 3 into I1 minus I2, because both the currents are in opposite direction and we are considering I1. That's why we have to write I1 minus I2. And then here with coil 2, there is a mutual induced EMF because of current I1 in coil 1. So the value of this is minus 3J I1. The value of this is I1 minus I2. Because I1 minus I2 is the current flowing through the coil 2. That's why J3 into I1 minus I2 came here. And here in coil 1, because only one current is flowing, that's why J3 I1. Have you understood this? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So in this way, the polarities of mutually induced EMF is depending on the assumption that we have assumed. We have considered current I1. That's why we have written 3 I1 minus I2 like this. And these polarities. Now you can apply KVL in this mesh 1 and KVL in this mesh 2. While applying KVL in mesh 2, you can give this polarity positive and negative, and then you can apply the KVL here. And by now, for applying KVL in mesh 1, the polarities are already given here. Okay. So here, after applying KVL in mesh 1, we get this equation. 3 plus J15 I1 minus 8 Ji2 is equal to 50 angle 45 degree. Okay, this is equation number 1 we get. Okay, now if we consider I2, now let's see what will happen. Suppose instead of this I1, if we consider I2 is coming out of the dot of coil 2, then what will be the circuit? Now you can see here. If we consider, this is just for your understanding, if we consider I1 is entering into dot of coil 1 and I2 is coming out of dot of coil 2, then mutually induced EMF will have the opposite polarity. If we consider I2, because both the currents are flowing in that coil 1, I1 and I2, but now we are considering I2. So that's why the mutually induced EMF will have the opposite polarity, because I1 is entering into the dot and I2 is coming out of the dot. That's why polarities are different. That's why positive, negative, and here you can say negative and positive. And similarly, we are considering I2 now. So because of I2, these are the polarity, negative, positive, negative. So इसका opposite क्या आएगा? Positive, negative. Now because of we are considering I2, so I2 के वजह से जो polarity आता है, that is positive and negative. तो इसके opposite mutually induced EMF, positive, negative, that is J into 3I1. And here in coil 1, mutually induced EMF is because of I2 minus I1, because we are considering now I2. Now with this, if we apply KVL, then again we get the same equation. 3 plus 15J I1 minus 8J I2, and see this, both are same. तो अगर आपको I1 कंसिडर करना है तो उसके हिसाब से पोलैरिटीज आएगा, अगर आपको I2 कंसिडर करना है तो उसके हिसाब से पोलैरिटी आएगा. सो बोथ आर सेम. सो हैव यू अंडरस्टूड दिस? दोनों में से एक करना है कुछ, तो मैंने दोनों भी केसेस बताए आपको. हेलो.
Yes, sir.
हाँ, तो नाउ other task is apply KVL in mesh 2. So by applying KVL in mesh 2, you will get this equation. 3J I1 minus J5 into I2 minus I1 and plus J8 I2 plus J8 I2, because this is negative, minus J8 is given. So whenever we apply KVL here, then we are going from positive to negative, because of I2 the polarities are positive to negative. So minus minus plus 8. So that's why we get here plus J8. And again you have to write equation 1 and 2 in matrix form like this, and again you have to find I2, then you have to remove this part, and instead of this write this part in the numerator, you will get this, and then write this as it is in the denominator, you will get this. And then after solving, you will get this answer. All of you have to verify this. I will share these notes with you, but I verify this answer. Angle may change, but magnitude should be same. So have you understood this problem?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Go through after the lecture, please go through once. And if you have any doubt, you can WhatsApp me.